screen. Screen rotation on कर.
नहीं
बैठिए.
Hi guys, we are Team Titans, and
We'll wait for another 1 minute for everyone to join so that after that we can start.
okay. Hi, we are Team Titans, and I'm Dimuthu. This is Buddhi, and this is Keith. And we are from University of Moratuwa, Department of Computer Science Engineering, and we are the national winners of Imaging Cup 2017 Sri Lanka, and we are hoping to participate to the regional final, which is held in Philippines in 24th this month. And Keith will provide the introduction of our product in Halo.
So basically this time we are coming up with a very unique product, which is, as he said, Inhalo. So this is basically targeting the patients who are suffering from asthma. So if I tell you something about asthma, maybe you know this or maybe you don't know. 1 out of all the 10 people, let's say if you take a bunch of 10 people, at least one person of that group is suffering from asthma, whether they know it or not. So asthma is a serious disease. And if we take a country like Sri Lanka, 10% of the Sri Lankan population are suffering from asthma. So we looked at the numbers, we looked at the statistics around the world, and we targeted, okay, this is a problem that everyone is facing. So we needed a solution for this. So we came up with this device which will identify breathing patterns. So I'll tell you the product that we have developed. So this is a simple headset. It's a wearable where you can wear it, and then using that we'll be identifying breathing patterns. So normally you must be thinking, okay, if you are taking breathing patterns, the best way to get it is the nose or maybe the mouth or sometimes the lungs. But there are other ways that you can get breathing patterns from. So trust me when I say this, you can even get breathing patterns from the leg. There are points, certain acupuncture points where you can get the breathing patterns. So similarly, we are getting the breathing patterns from inside the ear. So it will basically identify the external turbulences in the ear, and it will give us the breathing patterns. So using the breathing patterns, we will be giving predictions, symptom analysis, all these asthma attacks, when it will happen, and all those details. But the important part is our target market for this product is the kids who are suffering from asthma. So if you want to get something done out of kids, the best way is give them a game. So our entire product is bundled in a mobile game. So if we talk about this game is a simple character that you can move up and down. Basically you have to move up and down and grab the points. So this simulation, if you see a normal game, you can either use a joystick or the touch or maybe even voice. But in our case, the game is simulated using breathing patterns. So if you breathe more, if you inhale more, it'll move the piece up, and if you inhale less, it'll move the piece down. So that's how the simulation of the game works, and that's how you have to move the game up and down and go forward. So if I summarize what I just said, it's a product that we have developed for patients who are suffering from asthma, and those are kids. And it is a mobile device, a game that we are giving to the kid, where the kid will simply be playing a mobile game, but at the end, our main target is that the kid will be getting healthier. The kid doesn't even know that, okay, he's being monitored or not, but internally we are monitoring them and they are getting healthier. I hope you have a clear understanding on it. If you have a problem regarding that, you can ask questions in the comment section. So we can see a question asked. Yes, he's asking, do you have a product? Yes, we have a product, and this is our product. So this actually went through a lot of prototyping generations, and at first we came up with this product where we developed the breathing pattern identification using the inhaling device, which is the inhaler. But then we thought, okay, there is an obtrusion because we are having a device inside the inhaler, and when you're breathing it, maybe there might be malfunctions or problems like that. So there's a small little bit of interference. So we thought, okay, we will make the device separate. So our product comes as a headset, and the specialty is that headset contains a microphone that will be plugged into the ear that will identify the breathing patterns.
In addition to Keith's head, we also included the VOC sensor in the device, so we can monitor the air pollution in the environment. Because the reason we included that, because of the main reason of the asthma attacks, because of the environmental pollution, air pollution. So we can track the environmental pollution also by our device. So we can send the warnings to the user by the device about the environmental pollution.
Okay, so that's about our product. So if I talk about our team, so we came this far, like we started this product at a IoT hackathon that was held in our department, that's organized by Cake Labs, and we came first place in that hackathon. So that's because of the uniqueness in our product and the concept and the market reach that we had in our product. So since it was very unique and very specific to a certain target market, and the impact was very high, we got first place in that competition. So from that journey, the place where we started was there, that came up to this level where we could go to an international level and bring something back for our country. So that's about our solution. And I got these questions from youngsters a few weeks back after they saw that we were winners of the national finals of Imagine Cup Sri Lanka. They basically asked me, okay, like how can they actually take part in competitions like this, because they were youngsters in some junior batches. They wanted to know, okay, how can they go into hackathons and competitions like Imagine Cup. So it's like this. If I tell you, there's no hard and fast rule. The simplest thing is it breaks down to experience, because we have another team member as well in our team, so we all have gone far from competitions where we have lost desperately and won in a very proud way. So we started off with some hackathons where we could not. Yeah,
16.
We started in 2015
in Morahack.
Yeah, in Morahack we started in 2015. That was 2 years ago. That was when we were in the second year of our department in our university. So we started this with the intention of going to Imagine Cup one day, and so we lost a few hackathons when we really we went down. Our motivation was gone down. But at the end, okay, we thought maybe we'll apply for another one with a better approach, because we knew the reason for us to lose that hackathon was this. So by identifying that, we went into another hackathon. Like that, we went into several hackathons, and I'm proud to say at this moment, right now, we have won over 9 hackathons in our CSE career. So that is something that I'm proud to say, but that was not an easy gain. That was mainly because of experience. So if there are youngsters out there who are watching this, who are interested in taking part in competitions. Maybe it's hackathons, maybe it's something else, something different from, I don't know, something different out of the industry of computer science, maybe in the business industry. Whether it's a competition or something, the main thing is experience. There are always pitfalls. You have to come out of that and gain something out of that and go forward by fixing those mistakes. So,
And also, I have to mention this. Actually, don't stop just in the hackathons. You can one day you can establish a startup. The main target is of our hackathon career is to build one day we start a startup. So can we describe about our startup?
yeah. So basically, our main product that we put for hackathons was based on transportation. And currently, we have started our own company. This is mainly because we had all the experience taken from the hackathons and all these competitions. And we have come up to a level where we could have taken that experience and build our own company. So we actually made our own company last month, and now we are currently handling projects and other stuff. So basically, we are proud to say that we are members, we are directors of our very own company. So in future, we'll be working for our company, and there will be people working under us. So there will be no one ordering us, but we will be giving orders. So that's the ecosystem that we need in Sri Lanka. If you look at United States and other countries, they have a very high demand for an ecosystem of startups. So if we can go up to a level like that, that will be the best opportunity for everyone. So I know it's a very big risk. It's a very big career for you to, it's a big step for you to take in forward. But you have to take that risk. Maybe you will start a company, you will fall down, you will go into bankruptcy. That's how things happen. It all goes down to experience. No matter what, whatever you learn, maybe a small inch of a step, that is what is mainly important, because that is what will take you forward in your career.
Jan,
We have a question.
What happened after the regional finals?
So basically the regional finals, so I'll tell you the entire process of Imagine Cup. So it works like this. So first, what they do is in every country where there's a Microsoft Office based, they'll be having a competition to select one team out of that entire country. So basically from Sri Lanka, we were the winners, and from Bangladesh, there was another team like that. From all the countries, there is a separate team coming in. So after that, that's the national round. Then we go into the global round, but that is not entirely global. That is mainly like
14 countries.
Yeah, continental. Let's say Asia Pacific separately, the other somehow European countries separately. So there are separate. So that's called regional finals. So we'll be going to that. We'll be flying tonight at 1 a.m. The flight is at that time. So after that, winners out of that category will be going to world finals. So from there only, they can grab the world finals title and bring glory to their own countries. So maybe Imagine Cup now. Imagine Cup has converted their process and a lot about how the competition is structured is changed in this year, because in the previous years they had 3 categories for innovation, world citizenship, and gaming. So they had 3 main categories, but this time there is only one category where they put all the products in one pool and then select, because last time from all 3 categories they send 3 teams from each country. So there was a specific domain for each team, but this time it's very different because all of them are together, and we can expect a variety of products coming in for regional finals as well as finals.
And there is a question asking, please explain how we can come up with the product idea, especially a winning idea.
Okay, it's like this. First of all, you have to identify a problem, because whatever you do, whatever you make, there should be a demand for it. It's according to economics, as you say, supply and demand. If there is no demand, there is no supply. So demand is important. So first of all, you have to identify what's the main problem you're trying to address. Let's say because when we were applying for hackathons, we actually were looking at problems in our surrounding. We were like trying to identify, okay, there are problems like this, people are facing these, we are facing these problems, can we come up with solutions? So like that. So you have to come up with a problem, and then you should be able to validate it, saying, okay, it's not only me, everyone else is having this problem. So let's say a problem like, yeah, transportation. If we take an example, problem for transportation in Sri Lanka, traffic, it's a problem that everyone is facing. So you have to identify the problem at first, and then you identify the problem, then you have to come up with a solution. So coming up with a solution is also should be a little bit of like a creative idea, because there are competitors. Now if you take a problem like traffic in transportation, there are a lot of products coming into the market, but you should be very innovative and think, okay, there are products like this, but are they really effective? Are they carrying out the main points and covering this problem? So if that's the case, you should be able to come up with a solution in a different way, because once you identify the problem, it's all up to you. The technology is out there, the systems, the APIs, whatever you need is out there. It's up to you to take those small pieces and connect them and give out a solution. So in my opinion, the main thing is identify the problem.
Actually, in addition to Keith said, actually, when you participate into hackathons, you have to design a business model for your product. Basically, ultimate target of these competitions are starting a startup. Basically, they are helping to start a startup first. So they are expecting a good business model. So it's not enough to be a good idea. So you have to make a good business model for your product, and you have to present it very effective way, your business model, and that's it.
Yeah, in terms of what Dimutu said, that's also an important thing, because if you make a product and you can't really take it to market, there's no point of making that product. Because if you're coming up with a solution, okay, I was saying, okay, I make this solution which is very expensive, which is like 40,000 US dollars, you come up with this solution. But can you really sell it? Can you really ask people to buy it? No, because that's very expensive, as well as then you should be targeting a white collar customer set. If that's the case, then okay. But if you're targeting a normal general customer base, you should be able to understand, okay, can you really take this product and walk to a person and say, sir, can you please buy this device? If that's the case, yes, then the solution is good. So as he said, the business model is also important, because we are in the computer science industry, but now because of our experience, we know more from the business industry as well. We know how these products work, how the profit, the revenue, the cost, the pricing strategies, even those things are now inside us because of the experience that we have gained. So yeah, in terms of money making, yes, that's also very important.
Also, to find a good idea, you can search in Google what are the current problems in the world. That's a main resource. You can Google it and find a good problem.
Yeah.
What else?
What else can we say? I had another question, like that was actually a few months back. That was regarding presentations. So people were asking, okay, do we really need a good presenter in our team when we are going for hackathons? Because I have seen a lot of developers going together, but they can't really present the idea well. So it's like this. Whatever you make or do, if you can't explain it to someone, then there's no point. So if you are trying, like, if you're planning to go into competitions or something, even a group project, in this case, you should be able to have a person to explain what you are doing. Because maybe you're doing it perfectly, you're doing it correctly, and that's the best idea ever. If it's a situation like that even, and you can't tell it to anyone, if it's a lecturer who's giving you marks, you can't tell that lecturer what you actually did, he won't give you marks. So basically like that, a person presenting is also very important. So you have to identify a person. If you're forming a team, for the youngsters I'm giving this advice, if you're forming a team, get a person for basically presenting, a separate person for presenting. So he will take care of the presenting and how to convince the judges, how to talk about this, how to network around the people. That will be one thing. And then if you're going for a hackathon kind of competition, you can have another team member who is good at software developments and someone who is good at hardware developments. And also you should have someone to make the business model. So have someone like someone who knows SIMA, or maybe someone who's doing SIMA, because that experience is necessary. Financial stuff, that's necessary. So form a team of 4 members, because most of the competitions have 4 team member competitions. So
unfortunately, this time there are 3 members only allowed in Imaging Cup.
Yeah, Team Titans is actually a formation of 4 members, which we have a very long history of competition winning, all the experience of losing, of the gaining, and even projects. But this time, unfortunately, it was reduced to 3 members, and so only the 3 of us could have come for this competition. So,
what else?
Do we have any more questions from the audience? Okay. So, okay, then I'll bring up my own question. Like what? Okay, I'll talk about the product that we have made. So this product was made by Buddhi. So he's our hardware specialist. Smile, Buddhi. So he's our hardware specialist. So he has gone through a lot of generations of this product. He has made this, actually he has made a lot of stuff. He has burned a lot of modules. Trust me, we have paid for them. So he's a very person who will cost you a lot, but finally he'll get the job done. So even this is a device that came up to that level. This is like 3rd generation, 4th generation. So it is something unique, because as you can see, we have built this with a microphone inside the earpiece. Just imagine how someone would actually come up with that idea, because we never came up with that idea. It was him who came up with this idea that we will build a headset, but normal headset has speaker. But instead of speaker, let's put a microphone and then identify the breathing patterns using the ear. So if I tell you a practical example of how you can actually identify that, let's say if you're having a block in your nose, or maybe you will feel that block in the ear as well. So once you take a big gulp, you will feel that it's releasing. So there is a connection between these two. I'm not a biological person to explain this, but in our team we got some help from researchers from the medical faculty and some other industries as well. So there's a connection. So we took that connection as an advantage and built this product. So do we have any more questions? Okay then guys, maybe we'll give you an advice before we leave. So we are not experts. We are not saying that we are experts, but we are some people who have experience. And I also want everyone to have this as an opportunity to maybe not like take a step forward and go for all these competitions. It's maybe not about competitions. If someone asks you, come forward and tell something about yourself, you should be able to have the guts and come forward and talk about yourself. Because even if you have the reluctance, or maybe if you don't know how to speak properly, still take that step and make that mistake. By making that mistake only, you can avoid that mistake and go forward as a proper individual. So my advice is always take that opportunity, whether it's hard, whether it's easy, take that opportunity. And also make sure that you share everything with everyone, because sharing is the best way for you to learn. Maybe now in people who are in universities, they know that, because we have seen people teaching each other. That's sharing. But by sharing, what happens is they give knowledge to others as well as they gain the knowledge. So sharing is also very important. Sharing and taking opportunities. So Dimatu, do you have an advice for the audience before we leave?
My advice is apply for as you can for all hackathons, and you will lose and somehow you will win. It's not matter win and lose, you have to upset, but identify your weaknesses and try to avoid those weaknesses in future competitions and future events, and you will definitely success in someday.
And also for the youngsters who are looking at this, always try to, as I said, take that step and try to bring something back to where you learned and to your country. So basically, just imagine, okay, if you do something good, if you get good marks, if you pass into university or other stuff, you come back and tell your parents, and then you feel that when they're happy, you are happy. Likewise, it's the same for your school, for your university, for your country. So maybe you will start a startup, maybe you will gain a lot of a huge bulk of money, but always make sure that you give something back to the society. It's always about thinking ethically, because we had this professional practice module, and yes, we learned a lot of out of that. So that's all about giving something back to the society and being equal and ethical to the society as well. So that is also important. Whatever you do, if you're making a product, maybe a military device, because he was actually working on a military device a few months back, Buddhi. So that was actually something for ethical reason. But there are people who make for unethical reasons. That may be development, that may be innovation, that may be money making, but still, that's not ethical. So if you are getting an opportunity for that level of products, please make sure that you do it in an ethical way and in a professional way. So yeah. You want to do anything else before we wrap things up? Buddhi? Okay then, guys, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope this was very educational and fun as well. So let's see, hope to see more guys coming in for competitions and doing something good for their country and for their universities and for their schools as well. So thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you for commenting and sharing our live video, and we hope to get the final.
Yes, we will somehow go to finals and make our country proud, yeah. And we'll bring back the Imagine Cup to Sri Lanka.
Okay.
So guys, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.
See you.
See you.
Bye.